Alright guys, this is Game 4 for the Against All Authority Pro Challenge, and getting right into this, spawning in the lower left corner of Daybreak, it is none other than the blue Protoss, ToD.
Yep, and his opponent up here in the top right-hand corner of the map. Lucifron bringing himself back into the series, winning Game 3. Now he has to win the next two in order to take the victory and advance into the semifinals, potentially against his brother Vortex in the brackets. It is Lucifron, the Green Terran.
I know, I can't wait for that, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Lucifron have a history of losing to Vortex every time they meet? Or at least
Yeah,
most
unfortunately.
of the times. But I mean,
He actually had a pretty good record against him up until a point, and then Vortex just like man-moded and
he's
ended
like,
up
okay.
taking almost... I want to say at least the last three series that they played each other, and they play each other with quite frequent. Oh wow, gas first.
Yeah, this could be the same sort of build. I mean, if ToD,
It works well.
who expects this to come? Yeah, and who expects this to come twice in a row? You're like, okay, he just did something ridiculous. There's no way he'll do it again.
And this is something that foreigners don't do enough. Vary their builders up.
Well,
You generally
Lucifron
get
is
stuck into that for I'm gonna go for one build. I refined it X amount of times. It's gonna work for me regardless of what the map is.
Well, Lucifron, I gotta say, like, out of everyone we've cast throughout the entire of my casting career, I feel like Lucifron's one of the Terrans who has the most, I guess, builds at his disposal. You'll see a lot of people, as you said, get stuck in like, okay, you know what? My 5 barracks push didn't work last game, but I've practiced it on ladder 400 times. It'll work this game. Lucifron, I mean, everything today it's pretty much been a different build, except
I would
for
say
this
largely
game.
to the extent of TVT and TvP. Literally, I have never seen him do anything other than a 1 Rax or a 1 Rax expanded to Hellion Banshee or a 11-11 Rax in TVZ. But for the other two matchups, hell yeah, he has a full array of builds that he uses in competitive tournaments.
I really like
with
these doing this
relative
again
frequency.
too, but the big difference is ToD, he went Nexus first last time. Or not Nexus first, sorry, but he did get the Nexus out very early. If he doesn't do that again... Yeah, if he doesn't do that again, this might be a little bit harder to do. But ToD, you know, Lucifron's abusing the fact that ToD doesn't scout. ToD has no idea. I mean, he's no way for him to get over here in time to see it.
Yeah, and it's not like ToD is changing his evil ways.
He's gonna proxy it again, Panda.
Yeah, he is.
I thought he was gonna go for the smoke. This is a pretty...
Although, I have to say, despite the fact that ToD does not scout position initially, he does go for relatively thorough proxy location scouts with the probe.
Did you know that there's a Torrent Space Marine on this map?
No, I did not, actually.
My camera in the canister, I thought these were all Zealots, because most of them are.
Oh, that is a Tauren. Alright.
Casting
Is this
StarCraft for
WCS
how long?
version?
I
think it is.
I have no idea. Cast StarCraft forever, you still find Easter eggs. That's what I love about this game. But okay, Zealot's gonna... It's the same situation, hilariously enough. This is actually an exact repeat of last game.
But ToD will know when
ToD
he
will know
scouts
this
this.
time, yeah.
What's up?
Oh, man.
Hopefully.
ToD's a good player. I mean, there's no question
Yeah.
about that. If he doesn't know what's up... Now, okay, here's the question, guys. How do you shut this down? Simply shutting down the dropship is, like, one big part of it, but as you saw, the spanking kind of finishing move was the extra Hellions coming into the natural, catching those probes. So, ToD has got to defend very well here.
And then he transitions into a Marine tank all in. You can actually expand off of this, but as long as you do enough damage, there's no reason not to continue on. Alright, very nice by Lucifron, scouting his opponent's unit count.
Ooh, I like this. He's actually also drawn the stock out of position, albeit briefly.
Yeah.
But it will be here. It will catch the Hellions, but that's okay because there's...
He is walling off his main and also putting 3 gates behind this. Yeah, and there's a CC instead of a cloak follow-up coming from Lucifron, so this may actually be very well defended by ToD.
Ooh, I like that pickup to get over the force field.
The force field, though? Oh no. There is enough space for the probes to get out. That was potentially a very hairy situation there by ToD.
Oh, but look at the main. Did a cancel happen? What? The probes... the Hellions from the natural come in.
Back and look at that. In replay.
Yeah, not 20 workers fried at this point. Lucifron doing an intense amount of damage. It is 8 workers to 20, Panda.
Oh my god.
And ToD hasn't GG'd this time, but I mean...
ToD, he had a gateway there, and I did not see the cancel.
He must... Oh, you know what I bet that was? That he probably thought, like, okay, the force field didn't do as much. I'm going to cancel it and run out of the base, but it's like, surprise! I've got Hellions waiting. Alright, well, ToD, I mean, there's just I don't see him coming back. Once he confirms that Lucifron also has a command center up, I imagine he would just leave, to be honest.
He still has a timing where he has the potential to deal damage. I mean, he does have 4 gates at his disposal. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have the income to be able to back it up at this moment. Oh, he did actually cancel one of the gateways. That's a really nice decision.
We're gonna have tanks out too, though. I mean, tanks in siege mode are not something you typically see, but they're gonna be huge for dealing with a small amount of stalkers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, this is actually, you know what? I gotta say though, as much as I want Lucifron to win this game, I am rooting for ToD. If ToD can create an upset and come back from this is gonna be one of the most epic PvT games of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, Lucifron might lose the starport.
I don't think so. He has the capability to push out. Yeah, we're seeing Lucifron move out with a couple Marines. Since he has a medevac, he can support that to fight against the stalkers.
I don't know. It's gonna catch fire.
He has to choose to do so in order for this to be successful, though.
Yeah, yeah. Will it? It's still gonna start burning. There we go.
If it does, the SCVs will just repair it in time.
Yeah, it's not gonna burn down, but it is on fire now. Oh no, not quite. Almost. Like one more shot would have done it.
And as Chrono Boost is pretty good, we have 29-26 SCV to probe count. So ToD just barely catching up at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Lucifron, he didn't have that second command center completed for like almost 2 minutes, it feels like. The orbital plus the actual construction time on it. So this has evened out, but more importantly than evened out, it kind of shut ToD down at start. I mean, I don't know if ToD was planning to do aggression or not, but the reality is he can't. Like, that option was just stripped away from him entirely.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing. You have to, in that decision, you either have enough economy behind you to be able to go for all-in and try and punish the fact that your opponent up really, really fast, and is also trying to get a CC out of it, or you just say, I'm going to spend all my Chrono Boost on my workers, I'm going to forgo unit production, and I'm going to hope to hell that he doesn't attack me. And that's what ToD did, and it worked out.
Yeah, ToD, I mean, looking at his base, it's kind of where he'd want it. He's got the robo, he's got some gateways up. Observers are even coming out now too, so he can start scouting around. But Lucifron is one of those players who's going to catch these observers, so ToD has to be careful with them.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really like the way that early game went. It's, like I said earlier, my favorite StarCraft is the back and forth one, and well, that was definitely not so much back and forth. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really back and forth so much as Lucifron slapping ToD in the face, but ToD recovering from this might just turn the game around. I mean, the worker count is everything. If ToD was still lacking workers at this point, he'd be severely behind, but they're even.
Absolutely, absolutely. But he's actually taken the working lead for the first time since the beginning of the game when he got 20 probes roasted.
Yeah, that.
And I really like the fact that Lucifron is actually not committing to Banshees and instead going for this double medevac production. This is going to enable him to push for a really, really strong follow-up with tank and bio plus medevac support.
Yeah, I guess a big problem here for ToD is the fact that while he spent all that money on combination of cannons to ward off drops and extra probes, he doesn't have an army. Yep. I mean, look at the army count. Oh my god, the green is so far to the left, Panda.
Yeah, and we see that Lucifron's actually getting ready to push out at this point. Unsieging his tanks, there go the supply depots, and he's going to hit this timing with +1 stim and combat shields that you see so often. Not generally with tanks, not generally after such a wacky early game.
But the observer sees this.
Yeah.
ToD trying to get the charge out. He needs that to finish if he wants to engage this. There's not enough sentries in the world to hold this off.
Yeah, he needs that to finish, and he needs to engage from multiple angles. I mean, the tanks are just kind of the cherry on top of this composition. The medevacs and the bio can handle what ToD has, like, instantly. And alone.
Oh boy, this is not looking too good for ToD.
A Dark Shrine actually is coming up here for.
But I mean, everything the Immortal's not finished, the charge isn't finished, the Dark Shrine is really far off. This is going to be so close. Oh, nice force heals, buying himself time. Exactly.
How's he can lift? Yeah, there we go. Interesting decision not to lift any of the tanks up.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, Lucifron does.
Oh man, he lifts with force and fervor. Now we do have, oh man, the positioning here. You said multiple angles is what he wants to do. He's going around. I like this.
Yeah, and he's going to
come in from behind
and push down from the ramp with an Immortal and a couple Zealots.
Oh, and the tank's completely unguarded right now, actually, Panda.
Oh, nice catch.
But they're getting some damage. Oh dear, this is not looking good for ToD.
Nope. Yeah, ToD actually supply blocked at this moment too, and the Dark Shrine is just nearing completion, but he's going to lose his main nexus or his natural nexus.
probes are being pulled to deal with this. Tanks are doing so much damage on the back lines, but as you said, he doesn't really need the tanks for this. They're just helping. They're icing on the cake. The Immortals are being focused down by the Marines, and I think Lucifron just tied this up, Panda.
What happened? We need to go back to the replay.
Before I even have Warp Gate. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll have time between games, but once we're done with the next game, we're definitely going back to see what happened. ToD just flabbergasted that response, like...